Hello guys, welcome back onto the channel. I'm doing a bit of an impromptu live stream. I didn't really plan on that, but um, let's see how this one goes. Okay, just check if everything is good. All right, so today I'm not going to be doing any festival playlist events because I have already done uh, the guides. I had time to do them, so I figured those are a better format for people that come to the channel looking for those type of stuff without having to scrub through like 2 hours long videos. So today I'm gonna be doing only online races. Let's jump right in. Let me just lower the volume just a tiny bit. To lower. I'm not gonna be doing cross country or dirt racing events because I don't really like them. I've never been a big fan of these events, to be honest, but I found that in Forza Horizon 3 they were at least tolerable, but with this free roam rush thing that's going on in Forza Horizon 4, I really don't feel like playing those playlists. That was quick. Usually when I try to join other types of races, I don't get road racing until like my 5th or 6th try. So which one is this? Summer. I think I'm gonna go with something that's not necessarily OP, but it's not that weak either. I'm glad that these days I'm seeing a lot more variety in the online lobbies. Like maybe until last year, most cars were pretty much Bone Shakers, Alfa Romeo TZ2s, and Shelby Daytonas. These days, not so much. I guess that that's also due to the fact that people are starting to find different cars that are good as well. So, oh, I knew it. I had a feeling that this guy was gonna go for something like that. Bye. I cannot speak too soon, otherwise I can get messed up by the AI cars. Yeah, this guy really doesn't deserve to be in second place, to be honest. Yeah, like I'm glad that Playground Games did a lot to clean up the lobbies and everything, but and they really should do something about these people that do this sort of crap. I don't know. Oh, that was the last race actually. Same playlist. There's a chance that this guy might still be in the lobby, and I don't want to take chances, so I might go for something a little bit better than the. Can either go with the DC2 or the 4GT. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the GT40 because it's not as easy to drive as the TZ2. Might lead to some better races. This part where the hood kind of flies upwards always gets me, man. I don't know if you noticed, but every time that you choose this car, at least in my game, both on the Xbox One X and on the PC, the hood kind of detaches and goes upwards really quickly. Excuse me. Yeah, I knew that this guy was going to go with something more OP. The Atomic Punk. Whatever happens in these races, I don't even care about winning them. But my goal is to finish ahead of this guy. I'm glad that he decided to waste time. Oh crap. I think that this Atomic Punk that this guy is using is very strong on straight line speed, but it kind of lacks in cornering. But yeah, mission accomplished. Oh, this guy in third place was using the Aston Martin DBR1. I never used this car. As a matter of fact, I haven't even driven the Atomic Punk all that much. I need to get more into this car, because I know it's really strong in A-Class. The Holden Torana is also strong as well. The hood again. This track is not. This car is actually not suited to this track. A bit too deep there, but I think that's okay. Oh, be too deep again. I remember that I think about 2 months ago I was racing online in A class, and there was this guy that was using a Holden Torano, and he was leaving pretty much everybody in his dust. And I still haven't found a pretty good tune setup for the Holden Torano for some reason. I don't know if that guy tuned his own car or, but I haven't found a good tune setup for this car yet. That's one of the reasons why I don't usually use this car online. So just what I needed. Now I think this dirty driver in the Atomic Punk is gonna win it. It's a fairly straight track, and the Atomic Punk is faster. Well, let's see if I can make up some ground at the very least. Bye bye. Now this part here he can really screw me up. Oh, I nearly missed the checkpoint. Before I forget, let me create a party chat so I don't hear other people's microphones. Yeah, he was nearly 3 full seconds off the pace. Yeah, I really think that playground games should do something about this type of play. Definitely. Let's hope that either in this game or maybe the next one they do something about it, or I don't know. Excuse me. Summer Street Racing. Yeah, 4 is faster, but I don't really like the tune setup that I currently have on the car right now. I'm gonna go with something slower, the F1 GT, because it's a car I'm a lot more comfortable with. Oh, he left the lobby. Oh my god. He's probably heading, he's probably going to some other lobby where he can mess other people up. Oh, I forgot about that. My game's stuttering a little bit, and I'm not even playing on the PC, so I don't know what's going on. But it's kind of throwing me off a little bit, especially when it stutters mid-corner. Let me just check something because keeps giving me an error. the guy that left the lobby was using the new Rover SD1 and S2 class. That's not gonna go good. I remember that back in the day when I used to play, when I started playing Forza, I think Forza Motorsport 3, like some 12 years ago. I had this habit of taking any car. It doesn't matter if the car was D or E class. Yeah, I think E was the lowest one. D or E class, I would tune it up all the way to S2, or in this case, back in the day, it used to be called, I think, R2 in X class. And back in the day, I didn't know any better, so I always wondered why my cars were undrivable. And now these days I know why, but back in the day I had no idea why. And I see a lot of people doing that these days, and it kind of takes me back to when I used to do the exact same. So I know where these people are coming from. For some reason, we kind of have this belief that upgrading our car to the top of the highest class is gonna make it faster, but when in reality, it's gonna make it pretty much impossible to drive. And Forza for me has always been the type of kind of gradual learning process. Like when I got into Forza, I remember that I used to play a lot of Project Gotham Racing 4. My wife gave me an Xbox 360 that came bundled with the game, and I played a lot of that game. And I remember that they released the demo for Forza Motorsport 3 on the Xbox Live Store, and I downloaded it. And at first, I didn't really like, because I didn't really understand that the triggers in the Xbox 360 at that point in time, I had no idea that they were pressure sensitive. So I used to floor it. So it's pretty much impossible to control your car in Forza games if you're constantly flooring the gas. And then I learned that it was pressure sensitive, and that's when I started actually enjoying the game. So my wife got me Forza Motorsport 3 as a gift. I played a lot of that game, to be honest. Let me concentrate a little bit first here, because this guy's quick. Oh crap. Sorry. Go on. Go on, I don't want to mess you up. Oh, that was really bad. So yeah, that's when I finally learned that the Xbox 360 controller had pressure-sensitive triggers. That's when I started finally enjoying the game. Then my wife gave me Forza Motorsport as a gift, and then I played a lot of the game. I remember that my friend would come over all the time, so we would play split-screen multiplayer, couch player, and but back in the day, I used to use a lot of assists and automatic transmission. Then, after a few years playing the game, after about a year playing the game, I turned off TCS, ABS, and all sorts of assists. Only the driving line. I only kept the driving line. And then after maybe 6 or 7 years, I started kind of trying to drive in manual. That frustrated the hell out of me because I couldn't get the hang of the timing and everything that you need to know to use manual gear. And Forza Motorsport 7 was actually the very first game where I actually tried to drive with manual on manual with clutch. And I kind of made a case of making sure that I would never go back to automatic transmission, and that was one of the best things that I've done because it made me a lot faster in the game in general. Now, of course, when I switch it over to manual with clutch, I struggled a lot. I used to mess things up very frequently. But once I got the hang of the timing, the rhythm, and all this sort of stuff, kind of became natural. Then Forza Horizon 4. And back in the day, I was still playing Forza Horizon 3, but for some reason, I could not play open world games with manual with clutch because I felt that there was just too much to focus on. Like I would have to be careful not to drive off the track. Like in Forza Motorsport 7, you have the track barrier, so you don't run the same risk, at least not to the same extent. Sorry, there's something going on with my throat. But in open world games, you have like traffic, you have breakable objects that are not breakable. So I was playing manual with clutch in Forza Motorsport 7, but at the same time I was still driving automatic in Forza Horizon 3. Then when I switch it over to Forza Horizon 4, that's actually the very first open world racing game that I played with manual with clutch. At first, again, I messed up a lot because I still had that problem where I had to focus on too many things at the same time, but with practice I kind of got the hang of it, and now it's not a problem. But it was all gradual, like, and none of the stuff that I learned about this game was a product of me trying to get better at the game, because when I'm playing games, I never have the sort of mentality like I need to be really good at this game. Because if I try to adopt this sort of mentality, I never get good at the games because it becomes frustrating. I put too much pressure on myself in order to get good, and I don't get anywhere. That's sort of what happened with GT Sport, to be honest. The competition level in that game is so high that you're either good or you don't have good races in that game. So I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself to get good at the game, and it became frustrating, and that's why I don't play it as often as I used to do back at the beginning of the channel. But it's never a product of me trying to be good at the game. It's always a product of me having fun with the game. If I enjoy the game, I'm gonna naturally try to do different stuff. Like when I run out of things to do in a game, I'm gonna stop and see, okay, what can I try to do this time? And that's how I learned Forza Motorsport. That's how I learned I got good at Drive Club. It's all a product of me having fun with the game, not of me trying to be good at the game. And I think that's a mentality that that a lot of people don't understand about some of the faster people in these games, like Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon, like Gran Turismo Sport. These people that stay on the top, as much as they seem to have a very tight discipline, a very tight schedule in the way that they handle their practice sessions, the bottom line is they enjoy the game. Otherwise, they wouldn't be playing those games all the time. If you don't enjoy the game, there comes a point where you just get sick of it and just move on to some other game. So it's never a good idea to try to force yourself to become good at any game. Just have fun with the game, and you're naturally gonna get good at it. Not the best one, but you're gonna get good at it for sure. I wouldn't be playing like Forza Horizon as much as I do Drive Club when that game was still alive as much as I did. I would never be playing those games if I wasn't having fun with it. I could try the SD1 test, but I don't remember if I got any good tune setups in that car. You know what? Let me jump into the OP wagon. And speaking of Drive Club, we are getting closer to the date that Sony is gonna shut down the servers, unfortunately. Every time that I start talking, my wife is gonna confirm this, but every time that I start talking about Drive Club, I get a mixture of anger and depression at the same time. Oh man, I really don't understand why Sony decided to close the doors on that game. I can only imagine how far developers could have pushed that game at the pace that they were currently supporting it if the game was still alive to this day. I'm seeing a lot of Nova 69 Forza Edition in A class. I see this car a lot in the snow, but never in any other conditions. That was really risky. Looks like someone tried to drive straight through, but didn't work. I don't think I'm gonna catch this, guys. Oh crap, I didn't mean to push him. Go ahead. Uh, Let off the throttle, he didn't want to take it, so... Oh crap. I messed everything up. Yeah, I need to find a good tune setup to the Nissan GTR 2002. Like the tune setups that I've tried so far in that car make the car feel really slidey, so I don't really like it. That was the last race. Let me see if I find a good tune setup for the Nissan GTR 2002. 2002. That's the one. Just check what I have on. Now I know that this Verx guy makes some pretty good tune setups, but he keeps the brake balance very low, so you have to kind of floor the brake, which is something that I'm not usually that I don't usually do in this game. Don't you want song tune setups are great, but not for online. Let me limit the search to A class and see what comes up. Okay, let's download this tune setup again. The very tune setup that I just deleted because I don't remember how well it drives. Just gonna do a quick lap around the Colossus, which is usually the track that I go to test these tune setups. I used to do this in around the Goliath, but the Goliath is too long. It's kind of difficult for me to keep it consistent. At least on the Colossus, I know the average lap times that I should be doing on a car that's to be considered competitive online. So at least I have this baseline. Understeers a bit. Yeah, this tune setup makes, I don't know, it feels like the car is really slow. It doesn't feel like the what the other guy was driving. I shift down one gear too many. But yeah, this car definitely doesn't feel fast. It definitely doesn't. It might be better. I think I'm gonna try the Verx tune setup next, despite the low brake pressure. And failing that, I'm gonna give the Don Juan song tune setup a go because, well, who knows? Forgot shit. Oh, I overshot this one really bad. But yeah, in order for a car in A class to be considered good in the around the Colossus, it needs to be doing around 530. 530, 531, 532. These are within margin of error, so they're considered to be very quick cars. Anything that goes beyond the 532 mark is not considered competitive online. As you can see, this car blew way past this margin. I'm gonna try a different tune setup. I know that this car can be quick, it's just that I'm not using the right tune setup. Alright, so let me see. Let me delete this tune setup. Now I remember why I didn't like this tune setup to begin with. It was really slow. Let me delete this one. Overall. ABS off. So yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go with because I don't use ABS. Go back to the Colossus and see how this one does. If it doesn't do good, I'm gonna give one last try on the Don't You Want songs tune setup, and if that doesn't work out, I'm just gonna move on and join another online lobby. Sorry. At least it feels quicker off the line when compared to the other tune setup. And for some reason, this is the first tune setup that this guy does that doesn't have a low brake pressure. Let me see. Hey Onyx, yeah, I definitely do recommend if you like open world racing games. This is not a sim racing sim racer, so if you like open world games that's more on the arcade side, then you're probably gonna like this one. Yeah, this car understeers a lot. This tune setup understeers a lot more than the other one that I used. Now I'm starting to think that those guys that use that are able to make this car fast and are able to figure out which tune setup to use in this car are using some sort of sorcery. There is any car in the game. I don't know what you actually mean by that. I mean, there are, I think at this point there are over 700 cars in the game. Of course, it's not gonna have every single car model that's out there, but it has a lot of cars across most popular brands. Like, it's not like Gran Turismo 5 levels that there are thousands of cars, but yeah. Yeah, the Forza Horizon 4 has the BMW M5. Has a couple more, actually has a lot more BMWs. It has the M3, the M2, the M4, the M5. Let me finish this race first. I'm gonna show you what kind of BMWs you can get in this game. Just a second. Yes, actually, you have to buy the cars, of course, with in-game money, not with real money. But to be honest, a lot of the cars in this game are gonna get through the wheel spins. That it's a feature in this game that every time you level up, you get a wheel spin, and you have a chance of getting a random car. So you can either buy the car off the dealer in the game, or you can get the car via the wheel spin. There are some exclusive cars to the wheel spin, so some of them you're not gonna be able to buy, You have to be lucky enough to get them via the wheel spin, but that shouldn't be a problem because you're gonna get a lot of wheel spins in this game. At some point you're gonna get all the cars. Okay, so we're aiming to do like 530s, 532s. Anything beyond that is not quick enough for online. Of course, I made some mistakes over the course of this race, so I have to account for that. So like 533s, 534s, I think it's within margin of error. Oh yeah, it definitely, this game definitely looks good. Like the race that you're looking now has like some pretty bland lighting, but there are some of the races that take place in the snow, sunrise, sunset. That the lighting in those races look really beautiful. Okay, I don't think we're gonna do 532s, not even 534s, which is a problem for this car. Yeah. So let me show you what kind of BMWs you can expect in the game. I have all the cars in the game, so the cars that you're gonna see are every BMW that's available in the game. So this is the wheel spin that I told you about. I leveled up, so I get a wheel spin where I can get either cars or emotes or money, clothing pieces, and stuff like that. Let me jump to the BMW. So these are the BMWs that you're gonna find in the game. The Z4 Roadster, the i8 Roadster, the M5, M2 Coupe, M4 GTS, X6M, i8, M4 Coupe, M6 Coupe Forza Edition, M6 Coupe, M5, 1 Series M Coupe, X5M, Z4 S-Drive 35IS, M3 GTS, and a lot more, as you can see here. These are the BMWs that you're gonna be able to get in the game. Okay, so this tune setup turns out to not be that good either. Holy crap. What kind of tune setup do these guys use? Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Don Juan song. Like, what the hell? I've tried like 2 different tune setups at this point, and all of the other ones that I've tried over the course of the months, and none of them are actually good. Okay, so this is gonna be my last try to find a good tune setup for this car. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna jump back on the online. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It has its flaws, it has its problems, but overall it's a pretty good game. Let's see if this tune setup is any good. One of the things that I really like about Don Juan Song's tune setup, despite there not being that competitive online, is that you can actually feel the brakes. There are a lot of tune setups that you download that are really quicker than his, but you don't really feel when your brakes are locking up. Yeah, there is online. There is team-based racing. There is free-for-all racing. There is playground games, which is a playlist that features like some sort of, how can I explain that? It features like games. There's like capture the flag, infected, and stuff like that in the playground games playlist. You also have the eliminator. That's a brand new mode that they released, I think, last month or 2 months ago, which is a battle royale within the game. It features, I think, 72 players in a big arena, and the last one to survive is gonna be the winner. They are always and they're always rotating the car selection in the eliminator, so it doesn't always stay the same. And you also have the festival playlist events that these are weekly. These are events that come on a weekly rotation that you do, and you can unlock exclusive cars via this mode as well. So there's a lot of stuff for you to do in this game. And also there's the Forza-thon live events that happen every hour on the hour. Like for example, right now I'm in a race. But if you're in the lobby, like free roaming, not really racing in an event, every hour on the hour that's gonna be an announcement in the lobby. And if you drive to the point that's marked on the map in pink, you're gonna be able to take part in this series of events. Like you're gonna have to go through like speed traps at certain speed zones. Like speed zones is where you have to maintain a certain average speed. You also have the drift challenges as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. If you're really into this type of game, you're not gonna run out of things to do. Oh crap, I went too wide there. Okay, for some reason, I think I like Don Juan's songs to set up the best so far. It's not that quick, it's like topping out at like 270, around 270. So, Battle Royale, you join the lobby. You have to pick a location where you're gonna start out on. Like, take for example, PUBG. You choose where you're gonna fall from the plane, and in this game you're gonna choose a place on the map where you're gonna spawn, and you're gonna spawn. Everybody spawns with the exact same car. Everybody's gonna be driving a Mini Cooper, I think the 65 model. It's a pretty slow car, but then around the map you're gonna be able to find car drops, and these car drops are random. So once you pull up to a car drop, you may get like a level 2 car or maybe a level 5 car. So that's where the advantage comes in place. And then if you see someone nearby and you get close enough to them, you can challenge them to a race. And if you win the race, like for example, when you challenge this person, there's gonna be a checkpoint on the map that both of you you're gonna have to drive to this checkpoint, and the first one to get there wins, and the person that doesn't get there gets eliminated from the session. And that's how the elimination goes. Then once I think there are 12 players left, then There is a countdown, and then there's gonna be another checkpoint that everybody, all of these 12 players that remain there, everybody's gonna have to drive to the same point, and the first one to get there wins the battle royale session. So it's a pretty fun mode. That's not a mode that I like play all the time, but when you feel like doing something different in the game, that's a good option to play. I prefer the battle royale mode over the playground games playlist, to be honest. Excuse me. If you're talking about the free-for-all racing playlist that I mentioned a few minutes ago, no, it's a race mode. You have the team-based mode that it doesn't matter whether you placed first or last. Your entire team has to finish with a certain finishing position, so you get points for your team. And free-for-all is basically your usual racing mode. Like, if you place first, you win the race. That's pretty much the gist of it. The festival playlist event that I told you about is this one. Let me show you. So as you can see on the left, there's the festival playlist. Then you have like these weekly rotating events. This week, if you get 50%, you unlock the Lexus LFA, which is a new car in the game. This is the only way we're going to be able to get this car. And at 80% completion, you get the Porsche 917 LH, which was a car that used to be available in one of these events. They brought it back, so you're not going to be able to buy these cars from the dealer. You're going to have to complete these events in order to get them. And the same goes to the ATS GT18 and the BMW E92 M3 GTS. These are cars that are only available in this festival playlist. And these are the events that are on this week. This is the summer, which is the current season. Every week it changes season. So autumn, autumn is gonna happen, I think, next Thursday. Then you're gonna have these two cars to unlock at 50 and 80% completion respectively, and then I'm gonna have all of these events. We're gonna unlock more cars and more stuff. Yes, the mode that you're looking for where you can do anything in the town is this one right here. It's the free roaming. You can, let me just remove all of these things and all online play. So this is the map, and if you look on the map, there are a bunch of gray dots. These are all players within the session. You can interact with them. So if you pull up to one of them, you can invite them to a convoy where you can drive together, or you can challenge them to a head-to-head, and you can do all sorts of stuff. And you can see how many players are in the session right here on the player list. So there are 49 players. I think each session supports up to 72, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but you have all the players in the session, and then you can interact with them. And if they accept to join your convoy, you're able to start races with them. It doesn't even need to be online. You can start pretty much any race that's available on the map, and they're gonna be brought together along with you. Man, I don't work for Playground Games. I wish I was able to help you, but your best bet is to contact the support team on the Forza support website. Over there, you can submit a ticket where you can get help from developers trying to figure out your issue and even bring some of the bugs to their attention. That's the only thing I can say to help you. Can you do car meets? Yes, not officially within the game, but if you're on the Xbox One, or it doesn't matter what Xbox One you have, the One, the S, and the X. If you come, let me remember where I'm supposed to go. Oh, yeah. So if you press the home button on your Xbox controller and come here to looking for group, you're gonna be able to see a lot of events that people create. Like a lot of people organize these events. So you have car meets, you have cruising, and all the. If you pay attention to this first one that is selected right now, you're gonna see that there is car meet cruise. Another one here, car meet and cruise. And so if there are any event that people create that you're interested in, you can just click it, and then you can choose I'm interested. It's gonna notify the person that created the event, and then you can start a party chat or maybe talk via the text chat or anything like that. And then you're gonna be able to take part in the event that they created. Again, this is not officially supported by the game. There's not a mode that you can car meet properly, but at the very least you can join these car meets that are organized by other people. So it's a good alternative for people who are into this sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep looking for for more tune setups for this car. I'm gonna have to set aside some time to do this properly. Holy crap, my throat today is not good. Nope. Want a different playlist. I wish there was a way for me to choose like a selection screen that shows all of the current playlists that are taking place, and then I can choose which one I want to get started in. Okay, that's more my speed. Okay, summer road racing. I think I'm gonna go with the F1 GT again. I really like how this car feels to drive. No, the only thing that you can choose is the mode, like the team-based racing. You can go either ranked or unranked, so you can choose a team racing in both ranked and unranked, free for all in both ranked and unranked, and playground games in both ranked and unranked. Aside from that, the playlists that come up, like the playlists that decide which season it's gonna be, which tracks are gonna be used in this playlist, and which car class you're gonna be able to pick from. These are all random. You're not gonna be able to see which one is gonna pop up until you join the lobby. So that's one of the things that I wish that the developers change this year. Like they allow you to pick, like, because it's not only one playlist that's going on. You have like maybe I think 4 or 5 playlists going on concurrently. And the only way for you to pick the playlist that you want to play is like joining one, and if it's not the one that you want to play, you back out, then you try again, and chances are you're gonna be given a different playlist. So I really wish that they showed what playlists are currently going on, what playlists are currently active, so that you can choose manually which one you want to join in. That would be a better option, at least to me personally. I'm not really into the off-road and dirt racing events in this game, so... The fastest car. Uh, I mean, it's always changing because they're constantly adding new cars, but one of the fastest that I can remember is the Ferrari, I think the 599X. This is, I think, the one that has the best top speed in the game so far. Now, around the corners, one of the quickest ones is... I'm not gonna remember the name off the top of my head, and unfortunately I can access my garage right now, but it's one by Volkswagen. It's really quick around the corners, but it's really slow on a straight line, so it's not really useful for online. Okay, the event is about to start. I hope that's not the last one. Oh crap, it was the last one. Why did I wait? That's another thing that I really wish that the developers would add, is like, let people know which event in the playlist is currently going, so you know whether or not you're gonna wait it out or not. I do this all the time. Like, I join these sessions that are ongoing and then that are in progress actually. Then I wait like for 3-4 minutes only to find that that was the last event in the playlist, and then a cross-country event comes up next. So I hate it. Oh, nice. Winter street racing. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I think I'm gonna go with the Ford Escort or S1800. No, not officially, but if you use that thing that I showed, the looking for group feature, there are people that organize these sort of events as well. So you have cops and robbers, and if you join one of these, you can do this sort of role-playing mode. that people organize. To be honest, I have no idea how they organize these things because I never really took part in one of these things, but it seems to be pretty popular because every time I go to this looking for group, I see a lot of people organizing this stuff. So they probably know what they're doing. Have you ever played Burnout Paradise? Because I remember that game had an official cops and robbers mode online. Unfortunately, the game is not supported anymore, so that's a shame. Oh, really? What's it called? Ah, I see. Yeah, these days, I remember that a few years ago, there were quite a few games that had modes like not proper cops and robbers, but they had something similar at the very least. But these days, I don't see a whole lot of these in more modern games, unfortunately. Like, I'm not into this type of stuff, but I know that there are a lot of people that are into this, so it would be cool if they added into the game. Please don't be the last event. I don't want to wait another 4 to 5 minutes to be put in a playlist that I don't want to play. Oh yeah, thankfully it's not. Yes, you can upgrade cars, like you can buy wings, you can buy rims. Some cars feature body kits, not all of them, but some of them features body kits. You can upgrade your car to improve the horsepower, and you can also tune the car. So after you bought the upgrades, you can actually tune the car, the characteristics like camber. You can tune the differential. You can tune the gear ratio. You can tune all sorts of stuff. I'm not gonna be talking a lot about that because, to be honest, I don't know anything about tuning. But the good thing is, there is a system in the game where you can download tune setups from other people. And that's how you make your cars faster if you don't know anything about tuning like me. I was sort of expecting to have at least a few snow patches in this track, but there are none. Sure, go ahead. What car is this guy in first place using? It's the exact same, but with a different tune setup. Which means I might have to look for a better tune setup than my car, because this guy was clearly gaining on a straight line. Yeah. This Toyota Trueno is one of the brand new cars they added into the game, but I had no idea it would be any good in the snow, so might have to look into that as well. Oh, that was the last race again. Okay, so we have the Colossus, the Greendale Super Sprint, and the Derwent Reservoir Sprint. I know that the Colossus doesn't feature a lot of snow patches, but I don't know about the other two. So, which one should I go with? I actually haven't tried the Scirocco. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see how well it does. I don't think I've driven this car online yet. Oh crap! This lag's gonna throw me off. Yeah, this Toyota Trueno is really good in the snow. I had no idea about that. I mean, my car is actually faster around the corners, but on straight line speed, at the very least, the Toyota Trueno is actually faster. So that's good to know. I want to see if we get like twister tracks so that I can test my car against this Toyota Trueno to see if it's actually really faster than I think, faster as I think. Yeah, he's gonna take first place. I can't hold him off on a straight line. I shift. I wasn't supposed to shift down there. Not that it would make any difference, but now here I was supposed to shift down. Awesome. Now this is the type of race that I enjoy. Now it's not about winning or losing, but more like having clean races. Like I don't mind losing when it's this case. So now when I lose to people like this guy that I raced against at the beginning of the live stream, that's when I get a little bit pissed off when I lose to guys like those. Guys that go out of their way to push you off the track and do all sorts of crappy stuff against you. Now, when it's against guys like this, I don't mind it at all. And this is actually how I learned what cars are good or not. Like, this is one of the questions that I get most often in the channel. Like, how do I know which cars are good? How do I know which cars are strong in certain classes and seasons? This is why. This is how I know. It's get beaten by faster people with faster cars, and then I go back and I try the same cars, try to find good tune setups for the same cars, then I take it online and see how well I do. If still I'm not able to beat these guys, then it's just a matter that they're faster than I am. It's not just the car. A lot of people seem to think that, oh, if I download this tune setup or if I use this car, I'm gonna win races. And unfortunately, that's not how that works. Skill counts for a lot. Yeah, I said that the Colossus didn't feature any patches of snow, but actually at the beginning there is. First place is using one of the most OP cars in the snow, the Chevy Nova 69, which is a car that feels very, very good to drive in the snow. So that's interesting because I'm gonna find out how well this Scirocco is gonna do against some of the strongest cars in these conditions. Oh, I think he hit the wall. Oh man, I really hate it when people take this sort of shortcuts like this guy. This guy in first place just did. Because if you want to be competitive when you're racing against these guys, you're pretty much forced to take the same shortcuts. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to keep up with them. You mean the Mercedes 6x6 in road racing in the snow? Nice move. I thought he was gonna. I thought he was not gonna go for the move there, but he pulled it off. Yeah, this Scirocco is definitely not as good as I thought in the snow. He can't keep up with the OP cars in these conditions. Maybe the Ford Escort that I used on the last race, I think it would stand a better chance of at least keeping up with the Chevy Nova, but the Scirocco is definitely not one of them. That was really bad. Yeah, so this car is not good for online. Might have to find a different option. Not even the Toyota Trueno, which I thought to be much quicker than my car on a straight line, couldn't keep up with the Chevy Nova 69 Forza Edition. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be my last playlist. The stream has been going on for nearly 2 hours. Let's do this one and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Wait, spring. This is a car that I recently found that, not this is breaking news or anything like that, but at least to me personally, that's a car that I recently found that's pretty good to use in S1 class online. Which doesn't come as a surprise because I've seen a lot of people using this car and beating me with this car fairly easily, so Oh, come on. Why there was a car right up there? Hey Onyx, welcome back. Oh, the other guy left the lobby. Oh yeah, I remember that he got stuck on that corner. Maybe that's why he rage quit. Thanks, man. A lot of it has to do with finding the right cars, to be honest. The only thing that I don't really like about this car in the rain that it slides a lot, so this might not be the best option for wet conditions. My game is stuttering a little bit and I don't know why. What? Does it drop FPS? I can talk about the base Xbox One and the Xbox One S because I don't have those. But on the Xbox One S, no, it doesn't. The stuttering that's happening might have to do with the fact that I have the game installed on an external hard drive, so it might have a little bit of trouble keeping up loading the assets. Because when I'm playing the game on the internal hard drive, these stuttering doesn't really happen. And on the PC, if you have a, you don't need to have a beefy PC to run this game at 1080p. And even at 4K, I run the game at 4K 60 FPS on the PC, no drops whatsoever, so it's very solid. But yeah, on the Xbox One S and the base Xbox One, I can tell for sure whether or not it drops frames. Might be a good idea to look it up to see if it does. So this is gonna be the last race of the stream. Oh, I knew it. I knew that that guy went too wide there just to. Yeah, now I have a feeling that this guy might want to try, might want to go for something. Guess I could have anticipated what that Aston Martin was trying to do, but I didn't react on time. But yeah, that's been the last race of the stream. So thank you to those who stuck around, who watched the live stream at some point. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel because I'm uploading a lot of videos lately on Forza Horizon. There's gonna be more stuff on Drive Club soon to kind of celebrate the last few days of the game being alive, because after March 31st, it's gonna be pretty much dead. But yeah, subscribe, hit the like button because it helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.